Good morning and happy Labor Day. Today's garden tour is going to be a wet one. It rained about 3/4 of an inch last night, and which is good. The garden needed some rainwater. But now, here's the issue that I'm running into. I can't get in. Okay, here we go. Alright, so to start things off, this is the lime basil. All of this is lime basil. So yeah, that's a thing. The Italian basil is also massive and has started to bolt a little bit, or has started to flower a little bit. It's okay, it's fine. I will still use it even after it bolts, so no big deal. The dill has some caterpillars on it. Actually, there's one up there now too, which is awesome. They're getting big. This whole corner right here is very lush. Like this is like one marigold, I think. Actually, it might be two. The new beans, I need to come out and spray some neem because, as you'll note, there are many bug holes in them, which is not great, but I think it'll be fine. I'm just gonna come out and spray tonight after the sun is done beating down. I came out yesterday and pulled a bunch of weeds. You'll notice that there's not as many weeds around in this area. The strawberries have sent out lots of runners. I did pull some of those last night because they were just kind of all over the place. I'm gonna try and keep it contained to like this area. I may let it go back over there a little bit too next year. I don't know, because I'm not sure if I'm gonna do peppers right here again next year or not. Speaking of peppers, I picked some serranos and a jalapeno yesterday. I made salsa, and this serrano plant has this branch that's broken, but it has a pepper growing on it, so I've just been laying it back on the ground and leaving it. There's a bell pepper right here. There's one up there. Let's see. There's one back here. There's another one way back there. There's one right here. And this plant does not have anything on it. But I am now finally getting peppers. It is September 2nd. And there's a little baby one right here too. So it only took what felt like 100 years. Now, moving on to back here. You'll note that it's very clean. And there are no tomatoes left at all. So last night, or yesterday afternoon, it was like 4 o'clock, I came out here, I pulled up all the weeds, and I pulled up the last tomato plant. So it's just open area. This morning, I came out and noticed it had rained, so I went in and I grabbed some zucchini seeds, and I planted 4 zucchini seeds out here. So I planted them right here, down here, over here, and right here. And I planted 4 because I am counting on 2 of them just like not making it. So I'm hoping to have at least 1 zucchini plant pop up back here. But it looks so nice and clean out here now, or in this area, I guess. Not really, you know, other places, but right here it looks nice and open. All those marigolds back there have had a very rough life. They kind of got suffocated by the tomatoes a little bit, so they'll probably recover. It'll be fine. This is the back of the tomato arch. As you can see, there's lots of brown crunchy things. There's also an empty space down here now. As it starts to get cooler but also more humid out. It's been really humid the last week. Like, look at these plants. This looks terrible. This is the lemon boy. Lots of yellowing and browning going on. But the main stalk still looks healthy down here. And then up here, there's still new growth happening. There's still tomatoes. This one is split a little bit, but they're still turning. They're still, you know, tasting good. There's one right here on this plant that needs to probably be picked. It split last night, it looks like. So there's still tomatoes. I'm not gonna pull these until there's no tomatoes left, or until the plants die. The Chianti Rose is kind of doing the same thing. Like up here, it looks so healthy. Oh, we actually have one blushing down here. That's exciting. This is my favorite tomato, and it's split, but that's okay. It's gonna happen when it rains. But down here, there's brown leaves. I'm just gonna try and keep everything happy as long as possible so I can get some more tomatoes. That's a big one. That's a big one. The purple Russian is gone. I pulled it out yesterday. I pulled the base out, and then I actually had to cut it into pieces to get it out because it was all the way like over here on this arch when I went to take it out. So it was a little bit of a challenge to get it out, but I got it out and it's gone. This San Marzano plant is kind of the same way. See, there's lots of brown down here, but up here it's looking nice. It's still growing and there's still new tomatoes on it. So I'm gonna leave it. Another empty spot where the lawn keeper was. The Cherokee purples, I don't know, they're doing okay. They're starting to kind of produce more fruit. This one has a few little clusters of tomatoes on it. This one has a couple new tomatoes on it. And it also has this big one that is the fasciated. And actually, see, it has two like stem things on it. That's interesting. And it's split. But that's okay. I'm just gonna leave that out here and let it finish ripening. The sunflowers are gone. My little kale is growing, I guess. I don't know. I haven't noticed that it's growing, but I'm sure it is. I did pull up some of this grass last night, but obviously I didn't get it all. I kind of ran out of steam, and also it was really hot yesterday afternoon. My squash bug drowning device. This is the burpless cucumber that has been affected by the squash bugs, but it looks okay right now. There are some cucumbers on it that need picked like this. This makes me so happy. Just hanging down. Right there. And there's one in here. The pickle plant over here does not look great. It still has a few pickles on it though, so once I get those off, actually I think there's just that one right there. Once I get that off, I may pull this out. Still no mammoth peas. I feel like maybe those just aren't gonna do anything, which that's okay. The watermelon has taken over the ground. This is the watermelon vine. So it looks like what happened is this plant is dying, or these vines are dying, but it's sent out a new vine. Actually, there's another one right there too. I'm just gonna leave this and see what happens because I don't know. I don't know. The golden peas over here are looking pretty good. No, they're not really ready to, they're not really tall enough to go wrap around yet, but they're growing. That makes me happy. They're actually growing pretty fast. I just planted these like last week, I think. The pole beans, there's a few on here that need picked, but they're doing okay. This cantaloupe, probably I just need to pull this out because it's pretty much dead at this point. This one though looks good. And over here, the other watermelon. See, this plant just does not look good. I don't know what's going on with it. But it just doesn't look very good. But the watermelon on it is still growing, so I don't know. It's probably time to hammock that one also. I'll just reuse this same hammock from over here. So that's the, that's the garden right now. There's less to show you. Hopefully we'll end up with a lot more beans, because I didn't get very many beans this year or this spring. And hopefully we'll end up with some peas. That would be super exciting. And maybe, hopefully, another cantaloupe from the other cantaloupe plant. So that's all for today. Look how clean that looks back there. That makes me very happy. And some zucchini. I forgot I planted zucchini. That's what's happening out here. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you in the next one.